The next speaker is Marrapu, who is a 16-year-old innovator and entrepreneur who is passionate about technology and its potential to create a healthier community. Archie's focus lies in leveraging artificial intelligence to revolutionize medicine and healthcare. Beyond her own contributions, Archie is passionate about promoting STEM for young girls and minority cultures. As a STEM advocate and public speaker, she delivers inspiring keynotes, raising awareness about the potential of technology in medicine and healthcare, and advocating for equal opportunities in STEM. Let's hear it for Archie Marrapu.
From as early as I can remember, I've always been so inspired and amazed by remarkable women who break barriers and make a lasting impact on our world. However, throughout my childhood, one name that really stood out to me was Marie Curie. Her pioneering work in science and her unwavering commitment for advancement of our world really captivated my young mind. However, I never really got to show this passion and admiration for Marie Curie until the 3rd grade, when we had a project called the Touch Museum. And so this project was basically, we all had to dress up as someone we admired the most and share to the class about their life story. As you can expect, I was so thrilled by this, and I jumped at the chance to be my idol for a day. I remember reading books, reading online databases, and researching for hours and hours. And the more I learned, the more of a thrill I felt. And on the day of the presentation, I remember standing before my class, wearing a lab coat, holding a microscope, and sharing to the class what I had learned. I remember talking about her Nobel Prize-winning advancements, how she broke societal barriers, and how she came across gender bias in her life. The more I felt, the more I shared, I felt a connection to her story. And that day, I realized something about myself. This passion, this admiration that I felt towards her, it wasn't some sort of passing interest that was going to go by as my teenage years came upon me. My admiration for her was something of a spark that flamed my passion and curiosity for technology and innovation. Marie Curie was the one who taught me to become a role model for girls and teens all across the world. That day when I dressed up as my idol, I stepped into the shoes of a pioneering woman, and I didn't even realize the impact that it would have. And years later now, on my journey into innovation, I still carry with me that spirit of Marie Curie, the woman who first taught me to dream big, to embrace the possibilities of my journey, and to achieve the impossible. So my journey in innovation started at a very young age, almost at the age of 4, when I first started entering math and science competitions before even entering elementary school. By 1st grade, I was fully immersed in the world of robotics and joined my school's robotics team and competition. By 4th grade, I was introduced to another journey that would change my career, and that was American Computer Science League, a computer science competition that lasted me throughout 7th grade, and that led me to learn my first programming language, which was Java, in 5th grade. But the main twist in my journey was in 6th grade, when I first explored the world of artificial intelligence. Let me tell you, I was shocked to see how much technology could really do for our world. I truly understood technology's potential using AI. I've always been a little fascinated with the medical industry, and with my newfound technology passion, I put them two together and did my first innovative project in 6th grade. And let me tell you the story of how that started. So I was on vacation in 6th grade in the middle of the year, and I met an international charitable organization that distributed and donated prosthetics which were free of cost to amputees who couldn't afford the ones that are in the market. However, once I did more research about this project that they were doing, I realized that these prosthetics that they were distributing, they weren't really functional. They were just there for physical support for the amputee. I was so inspired by the good deed that they were doing, and my mind automatically went to how much more we could do using technology. So that was where my first project was born, the AI-powered prosthetic arm. And this is when I realized that the prosthetic aspect was only one of many ways that we can use technology in order for the betterment of the world. Later, I developed many other projects like cancer detection, a biomedical AI medication management system. These projects opened the doors for so many new opportunities. I had the chance to work with other organizations and universities on projects related to oncology and cancer immunotherapy. I was also invited to many tech conferences, STEM summits, and other keynote speaking events throughout the East Coast where I'm from. I was so shocked to see how big of an impact a few small projects that I did from my own interests could have on my journey. These led me to have a newfound confidence both in myself and in the power of technology on our world. And recently, I've also taken an entrepreneurship route. I've decided to create my projects and bring them from pen and paper and a prototyping stage into the public, into a reality that can help our communities. And now I'm sharing my story with you here as a TEDx speaker. And I know despite giving all the advice, this is not a prescription or a blueprint for teens to follow. This is just an example of how you can embrace your possibilities and opportunities into a journey of your own kind, one that reflects your personality and your passions. But despite this, let me give you a simple framework to help you started on a similar journey of innovation. And this is what I call IDEAL. I for innovate, D for develop, E for entrepreneur, A for advancements, and L for leadership. The first step is to innovate. Embrace your curiosity and creativity. Recently, I hosted a fireside chat with Mrs. Nancy Conrad, the chairman of the Conrad Foundation. And something she said really stuck with me. I asked her a question about the phrase thinking outside the box. And she said she wanted to cultivate an environment where we don't refer to boxes when it comes to thinking. She asked me a question. She asked, why are we referring to shapes when it comes to thinking? Thoughts are endless. They have no price. So why are we limiting it using these weird shapes? That is something that really stuck with me. Think and imagine the impossible. It's going to become possible in the future. Innovate using problems that you, your family members, friends, anyone around you face on a daily basis. They say that necessity is the mother of invention and innovation. Next is D, develop. Always develop new interests, passions, and find where you fit in. Develop and improve yourself using classes, courses, find mentors who can support you and empower you. This is how you're going to get better and be more aimed for your future. The next part is entrepreneurship. Bring your ideas from a prototyping stage into the public. Work on market analysis and research that can actually impact our communities and societies so that you can make a difference in the world. Next is advancement. Our world is always evolving. New technology is sprouting and new research is bringing new discoveries to the table. Stay updated and improve your prototypes and your projects to adhere to those guidelines and to use the updated research in order to make a better impact on the world. And next is leadership. Always lead with confidence, passion, and by example. Leading by example is one of the best things that you can do. Show others how you've done it so they can use it as a reference. Also, as a teen, understand the power that you have over your peers, how much power you have to influence them in the right direction, and use this for the better cause. Changing the world is not something one person can do, but through leadership, you can influence one person or 10 people or 100 people who can then move on as leaders and influence the entire world. And although ideal sounds like a fancy framework, it's actually just a map of what your journey can look like. It's completely amendable, and although this is meant for teenagers, there's no reason that you can't ask for help. Ask mentors, teachers, friends, parents, anyone who can support you and empower you on your journey. This is not a one-man mission. You're not alone. You have a lot of support that you need to use on the way. And finally, what I want to say is, I believe in our generation. We really have the power to change the future. Teenagers are often seen as the leaders of tomorrow, but in reality, we can be the leaders of today. Our age isn't something that limits us. Our ideas, our passions, and our actions, they have a real impact on our world, and that is why we are the leaders of today. Although we may not have decades and decades of experience, we have fresh perspectives that we bring to the table, and we have a willingness to take action when needed. And more than anything, we have a fearlessness to challenge the status quo. So if our voices matter and our actions have impact, why are we waiting for tomorrow to shape the future when we can do it right now, right here, today? This is not a one-man mission, as I mentioned before. This is something that requires teamwork, collaboration, and everyone needs to do their part. And using this ideal framework for yourself can help the world and our future become a better place. So, using this framework, let's turn our future into an ideal reality. Thank you.